Welcome back to Continuity Return to the Forum. So today our discussion is about the medicines on frozen shoulder. So first let's know what is frozen shoulder. In the word frozen and shoulder, it means there is freezing of shoulder caused by inflammation. Actually, there is no specific cause of frozen shoulder, but sometimes we see that it causes due to trauma, injury, or sometimes due to fall or stretch of heavy weight while carrying anything, etc. So in this, there are several risk factors too. Number one is the age factor. Generally we see in our clinic the patient between the age of 40 and 70. We get such cases in them. In patient what we get? We get immobility or reduced mobility, means their mobility is reduced. As you know, the shoulder joint that has maximum work to do and maximum range of rotations are there in various ways in our daily life, in daily work. We use in most cases our hand, and where the shoulder joint which take part mostly in all the activities. So whenever there is any inflammation in the capsules around the shoulder, then what happens? Pain increases. Sometimes due to inflammation, what we get tenderness there, stiffness, and the patient, they unable to raise their hand. They got restricted movement, means movement of the shoulder become restricted to some points. Then other factors which we get are rotator cuff injury, sometime in our broken bone or fractures of the bone of the hands, or somewhere else in that condition, we actually get rest, and during that time our shoulder freezes. This is one of the cause. Then in cases of stroke, Parkinson's disease, these are also the risk factor of frozen shoulder. Sometimes if the patient has history of diabetes, hypo or hyperthyroidism, then after cardiovascular disease, in these cases the patient may have chances to suffer from frozen shoulder. So this is generally diagnosed on a clinical basis. Sometimes we refer the cases for X-rays, MRI. From there we point out, or we may diagnose the cases of frozen shoulder. So clinical features, in clinical feature what we get? First, pain. Severe pain will be there, and even sometime what happened, during the night, throughout the night even you may say, the patient suffer from severe pain, cannot lie down freely on bed, and then after what we get, they do not or cannot raise their hand or cannot go for any movement of the hand, as because severe pains occur there. And this pain may radiate from shoulder to the hands. That is also very much painful. Tearing pain is there. So these are the causes, risk factors. Then the patient comes to our clinic for treatment. In that condition, we prescribe different forms of medicines. Out of them, in electropathy, there are few medicines to reduce pain, stiffness, even inflammation of the joint. Out of them, angiotensin 1 is one of the great medicines for the inflammation of the capsule, inflammation in the shoulders. Angiotensin 1 is the first remedy that should be given 5 to 10 granules 3 to 4 times a day. Along with that, we should have sensors of eye. The injured tissues, entire tissue or muscles related to the movement of the shoulder. Along with that, for the radiating pain which radiates from shoulder to the hands, even up to the fingers. In that condition, F1 should be given, and externally white electricity is to be applied over the shoulder joint, alternate with yellow electricity. As we know, white electricity is considered as analgesic medicines, and yellow electricity works as antispasmodic. So if muscular spasm will be there, that can be covered very nicely with yellow electricity. So here what we are getting, angiotensin 1 will act as anti-inflammatory and analgesic too. White electricity that works as analgesic also externally, and yellow electricity as antispasmodic, and favorite one for the radiating pain. So all these 4 medicines are sufficient for the cases of frozen shoulder, but must be applied, must be used separately, not to be mixed. We are telling each and every time about this. Medicine should not be mixed. Otherwise, that will not work as per our demand. So only medicine is not the remedy here for frozen shoulder. So along with these medicines, we have to prescribe or give few suggestions about exercises and yogas that should be aided to cure the patient completely. So first know, if frozen shoulder comes under three heads or stages. Number one stage is this freezing stage. In freezing stage, what happens? Slowly pain arises and the movement of the shoulder joint slowly become restricted. Then comes the frozen stage. Frozen, that is already frozen, the part is frozen now. And here we get very much difficult in any movement of the shoulder. The shoulder become very much stiff and very much painful. And the third stage, that is where range of movement that becomes what? Gradually that increases and patients started to come to the normal stages. So from very beginning, if the case be diagnosed and medicines along with the exercises or yoga be prescribed, then patient can be cured very nicely. Otherwise, what happens? In general, a case of frozen shoulder that takes much more time, even 6 months to 2 years of time it takes to cure. So it's better. The early diagnosis is necessary. Medicines and exercise should be prescribed from the very beginning with the consultation of the physicians and associate expert of yoga and physiotherapist. So the medicines which we told, now we are just going to demonstrate few exercise which should be prescribed, which should be given or advised to the patient, and they should be also advised that all these exercise and yoga must be done under strict supervision of experts. So few exercise which we are going to show, which we prescribe to the patients. So the exercise which we may prescribe are number one, pendulum. Then after twisting outwards, third, arm overhead. Fourth, twisting outward, kneeling, then pull stretch, then after stretch the back of the shoulder and hands behind back, rubbing with the rub your towel or ropes. So number one, let's see how can we do pendulum exercise. So in this way, there are two ways. Number one, the patient who cannot stand without support, so to them we can give chair support, wall support, or any things whatever you have. So you see, with the support of the this your chair, how pendulum exercise is done. So number one, see, in pendulum exercise, first, see, the patient should bend and get support of the chair, and then hand. Number one movement should be backward and forward. So backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward. So 10 to 15 times as per the availability of the patient or capacity of the patient, we can prescribe. Then number two, this should be the medial and lateral movement of the arm. So medial, like this, medial, lateral, medial, lateral. Third is the circular movement, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Clockwise and then after anti-clockwise. 10 to 15 times we can prescribe to the patient, and this should be done. And this should be advised to do as per the twisting outward and inward. We can get or take support of sticks. So holding stick in hand, raising it, then just see, full movement. So this also should be done 10 to 15 times. Number three is arm overhead. So arm overhead, this we can do in two ways. Number one, if the patient be able to stand straight, after standing, will hold the affected hand with other non-affected hand. Suppose the left hand is affected one. So left hand should be raised and to be held with right hand. To be held with right hand. And gradually it should be raised up, up, up as much as the patient can. Then slowly down. Again up, down. Now see here. Why the support of the second non-infected hand is taken here? As because the patient cannot be able to raise hand which is affected. So the assistant should be there. So the second hand that works as assistant. And this type is called passive movement. With the second hand, first hand is getting support. So two. Number three, what I told, in two ways. The patient who can stand well, and if the patient cannot stand, then on lying down too, it can be done. Let's see. Now see. Slowly. Okay. 10 to 15 times this can be done. Number 3, then after is arm overhead. So overhead means overhead. This we saw. So alternative of this is also Tadasana. So both hands in this way you see. As much as patient can. Then see, the next is our kneeling of all four legs. That is also known as child pose or balasana. It is also very easy and difficult and easy to do. How? You see? You just see the position. I am not going to explain about the poses. Okay, up. Next. One more. Up. Once more. This should be done also 10 to 15 times or as per capability of the patient. Next is our pulling. So if the patient can arrange pulley system in at his place, so pulley should be there and holding the ropes by two hands, just we like this. And if there will not be any facility of that, then simply Tadasana with the support of second hand we can do. Yes. This also, but pulley will be better. Then one is very common exercise, not only to the patient, a frozen shoulder should be advised, but everyone should do every day while bathing. That is rubbing your back with towel. So how? You are not doing that one at bathroom, the outside in office or otherwhere. You can take help of drops. So how? Just see. Suppose this is towel or any type of rope. How it should be done? You just see. See. In this way, the affected hand should be the lower one. And with the fine hand or non-infected hand, that should be upward. To just pull it upward. This is one type of stretching exercise. Okay. So these are the exercise that should be prescribed to the patient and should be advised that all exercise must be done under strict supervision of the expert. And along with that, if this electropathic medicines which we say be prescribed, then patient must relieve 100% in a very few days. So that's much today, and I think with the help of electropathy and these exercises, we can cover cases of frozen shoulder very nicely, and you too can do. So carry on. Thank you very much. The today's program is arranged by Continuity Electropathy Forum West Bengal. On this occasion, along with me, Dr. Uttam Talukdar is along with me. He is one of the member faculty of Continuity Electropathy Forum. And here, few of our students of Calcutta Institute of Electropathy are trained. They are also well trained in yoga and exercises too. So in this program they had given much more support to us, and for that I thank all the students and the member faculty of Continuity Forum and faculty of Calcutta Institute of Electropathy. Thank you.